In Japan, there is a saying, the needle that sticks out gets hammered down. In the case of children from interracial families, some of them struggles to fit in the society simply for being different, but in terms of leadership and communications, being half Japanese seems to work as an advantage to our very own MNL48 Kay because she understands both language and culture, Japanese and Filipino, and that is what we are going to discuss in this video today. Kay Ishiyama, simply known as MNL48 Kay, was born here in the Philippines but she was brought to Japan when she was 6 months old. She grew up in Japan and spent most of her childhood there until she was 13 years old and brought here to the Philippines. Kay has always dreamed of becoming an idol. When she was still in Japan, Kay auditioned for the 9th generation of the idol group Morning Musume, but Kay quits on the 3rd round. Many longtime MNL48 fans knows this already, but if you are new, MNL48 Princess is Kay's stepsister.
Nandito din yung kapatid ko. Dito sa MNL? Wait! Si Princess. Mahirap, pero natanggap namin habang palaki kami ng palaki kasi stepmom na rin namin yung sa amin.
Before joining MNL48, Kay had been joining dance groups in schools and competes in small competitions. She also had an acting project for an indie film, Broken Voice. As we all know, MNL48 is an official sister group of the phenomenal Japanese idol group AKB48, meaning to say, the culture and genre that the franchise introduces is rooted in the Japanese pop culture. So, what people might think is that if an MNL48 aspirant is half Japanese, then it gives them an advantage over the competition. That is why even those who don't have Japanese descent but are well immersed with the Japanese culture, such as cosplayers, aspirants who are otakus, and yes, half Japanese aspirants are perceived to have an advantage over the competition. That is partly right, but in the case of the aspirant Kay Ishiyama that we simply know nowadays as MNL48K, despite being immersed with the Japanese culture, Kay struggled in the competition. If you will ask a veteran J-pop idol Wota or J-idol fans, J-idols isn't about exhibiting flashy dancing skills and competitive singing abilities, but more of entertaining your fans and being relatable. And yes, that is right, and that's just how it is. But in the case of the audition era of MNL48, the competition was tight because many applicants then have previous backgrounds in singing competitions, dance competitions, and some even have previous modeling gigs. That is why the struggle was real then, because those who are perceived to have an understanding of the genre of AKB48 are those who were eliminated early in the competition. Even Kay could have been eliminated on week 11 because she and some others were called out as bottom 7, which means that they were the outliers that week in the competition. They were Thea, Faith, Grace, Van, Jan, Kyla, and Kay, but on week 11, the bottom 7 wins and redeemed their spot in the top 48. And this goes to show that the competition was more than just immersion with the Japanese pop culture, but the panel of judges was objectively looking for real talents. And aside from that, rankings then were based on the votes they get from people they approach and ask to vote for them. So it is not just a matter of being a skilled performer, but at the same time having an actual team that will help you get votes during the times that you don't have time to campaign for yourself. That is why then half Japanese aspirant Sayaka landed at rank number 12 and Kay landed at rank number 34. But disclaimer, I am not trying to invalidate the importance of having an understanding of the J-pop idol culture, but during the first generation audition of MNL48, it's more than just that. After the first general elections, MNL48 members were divided into units such as Teams M2, N4, and Team L. MNL48K was eventually deployed to Team L and was voted as the Team L captain. Being Team L captain, she leads MNL48 Team L members and she submits to the authority of the overall captain, which at that time was MNL48 Alice.
Una-una sa lahat, nagpapasalamat po ako dito sa co-member ko po na binoto niyo po ako at may tiwala po kayo sa akin na gagawin ko yung responsibilidad ko bilang captain. At tinatanggap ko po ang pagiging captain po ng Team F.
Yay! Tinatanggap ni Kay!
For not being part of the Senbatsu in the first general elections, we have not seen much of the other members aside from their appearances on their online shows at that time, MN Live and MN Lab. And the same goes for Kay, for she was at rank number 34, and being half Japanese and Filipina, Kay is often cast in shows that discuss Japanese culture or if she needs to translate in Japanese. But beginning the second single, Pag-ibig Fortune Cookie, Kay's emergence began when she became part of the Senbatsu for the first time. Compared to the Aitakata era, MNL48 has been seen on the mainstream media more often through their TV guestings and public appearances, and Kay, being part of the Senbatsu during that time, enjoyed the number of exposures that era gave her. Of course, from their appearance on the Pag-ibig Fortune Cookie music video, her performance on Wish 107.5 bus, and several mall shows, which is the perks of being a Senbatsu member that all members aspire to be. Being a Senbatsu member allows a member to be seen more often by the fans. And then came the MNL48 Valentine's mini live concert, and MNL48 made a surprise announcement, which was the new lineup of Senbatsu members for the third single, and luckily, Kay was again part of the single Senbatsu. And the third single was 365 Araw ng Eroplanong Papel, the single that will carry MNL48's then upcoming third general elections. And just like the Pag-ibig Fortune Cookie era, the third single gave Kay more exposure, making her more noticeable by the fans. And on the second general elections, Kay landed at rank number 23, making her part of the second generation undergirls and earns the privilege of appearing on the fourth single coupling song music video, which then was Gingham Check. But unfortunately, Kay was not seen on the Gingham Check music video because she was in Japan when the Gingham Check music video was being filmed. Following the music video from the third single, 365 Araw ng Eroplanong Papel, comes the music video of the B-side track Igay ni Mango, which was performed by MNL48 Team L. And of course, Kay was part of this music video for being a member of MNL48 Team L and also being a captain of the team. Igay ni Mango is MNL48's version of the same song performed by an AKB48 sister group in Japan, which is SKE48 or Sakae48. The release of MNL48's Igay ni Mango was in time for summer, for it is a summer song. Kay's biggest milestone for being an MNL48 member is being part of the Senbatsu that will represent MNL48 on the second AKB48 Asia Festival held at Shanghai, China. And with that being said, the Shanghai AKB48 Asia Festival was Kay's first international exposure, and because of that, Kay earned the opportunity to meet their international sister groups and fans. And following that, Kay was also one of the members who were sent to Japan to perform in the Tokyo Game Show 2019, which is one of the biggest video game exhibition in Asia. During the MNL48 Ikaw Ang Melody fourth single handshake event, MNL48 made an important announcement, and as they always do, it's the announcement for the new Senbatsu member for the next single. And luckily, Kay was again chosen to be part of the Senbatsu for the fifth single, which the title was later announced to be High Tension. As I've mentioned in previous videos that discuss about MNL48 High Tension plays a pivotal role in making MNL48 known to more people, because MNL48 shift from their usual kawaii image. This time, they showed the fierce side of MNL48 that lured more new fans. Being one of MNL48's half Japanese members more than being a captain of Team L, Kay plays a big role in being the group's translator. On May 3rd of 2021, MNL48 Abby and Kay were interviewed by one of Japan's media networks, NHK. They discussed Abby's recent win on the third general elections, how MNL48 has been doing here in the Philippines, and Kay serves as Abby's translator in the interview. NHK is the media network that brings the annual Japan year-end special Kohaku Otagasen, to which MNL48 Abby was invited before. During the audition days of MNL48, Kay's idol journey may not have started strong because it was a tough competition to go through. She even went to the point that she could have been eliminated early in the competition, but as soon as she became a member of the first generation of MNL48 and assumed the position of being the captain of MNL48 Team L, Kay has redeemed herself and played an important role in the group in terms of leadership and communications. Kay mentioned before that she has experienced being an outcast for being half Japanese, but in MNL48 it became her strength that she should be proud about. And that's all I have for you guys in this video, and I hope you learned a lot of things about MNL48 Kay, especially if you are an MNL48 Kay Ni-Oshi. And if you would like to see future contents just like this one, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you stay till the end of this video, I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, friends.